So, how long has Robert been in there?
I haven't seen him or spoken to him since last night.
Yeah, that's par for the course. Whenever he's about to come up with a plan, I usually keep my distance.
I can remember once that he kept himself incommunicado for 48 hours.
I can match that story anytime.
You sure you don't want me to try and interrupt him, eh?
No, what I have to report is going to set him back a little.
Something you'd like to share with me? Maybe I can help.
I don't think so, Sean. I'm just going to report that I've run out of places to search. I've got men all over the Asian Quarter, undercover men, and nobody's come up with anything, not a clue. So we have no place to look, no clues, no ideas. Now it's all up to Robert in there.
Sounds like desperation time, doesn't it?
Well, I did one small thing. I put out a warrant for Mr. Ling's arrest. He's one of the Council of Six, but things are sure moving slowly.
You know, Bert, this whole thing is like slow water torture, isn't it? We go drop by drop by drop trying to crack Wu and Kim.
Yeah, but the well is running dry. John? What about you? How do you figure your future after this is over?
To tell you the truth, Bert, I haven't given it a second thought.
Really?
Does that surprise you?
Not exactly. Nothing about you would surprise me.
I'll think about it when this crisis is over with.
That shoulder still bothering you from that bullet wound?
It's nothing to worry about.
Well, it's another thing to take into consideration after this crisis is over.
There'll be time enough for that, okay?
What? Oh, I'll get it.
Thanks.
Oh, hi, come on.
Any news?
No, nothing.
No.
Has Robert come up with a plan yet?
No, he's still incommunicado. Any word at the hospital board meeting?
Well, the meeting was still going on when we left. I think it's just a matter right now of is Buzz Stryker a match for Edward Quatermain?
Our young guest feels he owes his life to Dr. Stryker and the paramedic on the van that day, Anna Devane. He says her encouragement and skill helped him get through his ordeal.
Well, I think that kind of gives us some idea as to what the van is really all about.
I must say, it was a very touching interview. I know from personal experience, of course, my brother's own affliction, is what life in a wheelchair would have been like for that young man.
What we saw was a very dramatic situation. I hope the completed documentary shows the more typical services, too.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes stuff. It never makes the headlines.
I don't think that interview exactly answers all my questions.
Well, I should hope not, and I do apologize for waste of time. I think we should get back to the business at hand.
Mr. Haber of Plymouth Rock Insurance here has to raise a point which concerns some of us on the board. Mr. Haber.
Thank you, Dr. Quatermain. I'm concerned that the van was not used properly at all times. What about the newspaper charges? Was the van actually used for purposes other than medical?
If I may, I can answer that question. The answer is yes, Mr. Haber. At certain times, the van was used for other purposes. By that, I mean purposes other than those strictly of hands-on medical services when Anna Devane was aboard. That's the answer to the first part of the question. Yes, Anna Devane was searching for her missing child. At the same time, she was also assisting me as a qualified paramedic.
Well, then you admit that you allowed the van to be used improperly.
No, sir, I do not admit that.
Well, did you or did you not?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, but this is not a courtroom. We're not here to prosecute anyone.
Well taken, Brett. We're here to get answers, so why don't you let Buzz finish his answer, Edward?
Yeah.
All right, go on, Dr. Stryker.
To repeat, the answer is no, I did not use the van improperly. I used the van partially to search for a little girl who was missing and whose life was threatened. The situation is very simple. The van was put on the streets to save lives.
Come on, Stryker, you did exactly what you wanted to do. You weren't doing
what little girl's life was in danger. That little girl's life is bloody well still in danger while we bloody well sit here discussing insurance policies.
This is a perfect example of Dr. Stryker's high-handedness. He makes a unilateral decision to do exactly what he wants to do in pursuit of this young charge instead of going after true medical emergencies.
Oh, you young charge. You're talking about a living, breathing human being. A very small, vulnerable young lady whose life is on the line.
Excuse me, please. Mr. Chairman, Anna Devane has come here to address the question that is on the table at the moment. Mr. Raber, this is Anna Devane. And Anna, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing me this opportunity to speak. I have to say something which may or may not solve the problem at hand. If Buzz Stryker is being accused of misusing the hospital van, in my opinion, those who are accusing him know nothing about the business of being a doctor. It's all very well to merely fulfill one's oath. But what Dr. Stryker does is far more than that. I know, because he's helped me in probably the most difficult time of my whole life. He's been my eyes when I couldn't see clearly. He's been my mind when I couldn't think straight anymore. And he's offered me hope and encouragement. Now, my daughter was and still is in danger. And if it hadn't been for Dr. Stryker, I wouldn't have been able to get through the crisis to this point. So I ask you, gentlemen, aren't Dr. Stryker's actions exactly what being a doctor is all about?
Yes, excuse me.
You
May I address the board?
You have a question?
No, sir, but I would like to add something to Mr. Vane's statement. My name is Patrick O'Connor.
In case some of you don't know, Patrick is a first-year resident. Excuse me, go ahead.
It's okay, thank you, Dr. Hardy. First off, I'd like to say I'm not only speaking for myself, but I'm speaking for my brother, Kevin, and Bill Garrett. They are both medical students. We would like to say that Dr. Stryker has been a real inspiration to us. Now, Dr. Stryker is not only an inspiration, but he teaches us more in the hours that we spend on that van than we learn in any classroom. I mean, the medical van gives us and others an opportunity to use our skills on a one-to-one situation. I mean, when we're out there, we don't have a pool of doctors that we can call upon to cover for us. It's either put up or shut up. I mean, we don't have a pool of doctors to cover for you. I mean, the medicine we practice is immediate medicine, and we're tested in action.
I see your point very clearly, Patrick. It's the difference between law school and the courtroom. Nothing like getting your baptism of fire on the job.
Can we get back to the subject? I mean, insurance premiums, and does our coverage on the van include extracurricular activities?
What do you say, Hooper?
Well, if Miss Devane has paramedic accreditation, I think she has every right to keep her eyes out for her missing daughter while she's on the job. That's only human. No, I see no reason to reevaluate the insurance policy on the van. And I wish you good luck, Miss Devane, in finding your daughter. I'm sure everyone here feels the same way.
That was great. You should have heard her pitch.
Oh, pitch nothing. I told the honest truth. I told the board how much it's meant to me, what has helped the past few days.
And promptly melted the rock of whatever that insurance company's name was.
Well, so the Angels and Wheels are still in business, huh?
We'll be back on the road later today. After you've gotten some rest. Have you eaten today?
No, she hasn't. I can attest to that.
How about some late breakfast?
That's a great idea, but there's no food.
No food. Maybe we should go shopping. It's either that or Kelly's to go.
No. We better stay here. Because once Robert comes out of that room, and it should be shortly, you might want to go right into action. Need all of it.
Okay, we'll be back with groceries.
Good.
Thank you again.
All right. It's good to get a little success, isn't it?
That board meeting was a damn circus. Come on, fiasco.
Father, we tried, we failed. Let's just forget it.
Yeah, no, your life. It's a temporary setback.
What do you mean?
I'll get that Buzz Stryker yet.
You have something specific in mind?
You mark my words. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but nobody forever.
Listen, the people love him. The man exudes sincerity.
Yeah, well, I see him what he is, a self-satisfied phony who's developed a gift for seducing the mob.
Oh, yes, Buzz does have a great deal of talent, doesn't he?
Oh, is that what you call it, a talent?
Well, maybe a better word would be genius.
Oh, you're a great help, Monica.
Well, Edward, I really hope you don't fall down and break your leg on one of the streets in Port Charles.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you might just have a heart attack if you saw Buzz Stryker pulling up in the van, coming to help you.
Don't be ghoulish, Monica.
And will you stop gloating?
Oh, the two of you. You know, instead of just holding a grudge because you were defeated at the board meeting, you really should be feeling sorry for Anna and the loss of her child. Praying for the return, as a matter of fact. Come on, you guys. Where is the sense of compassion?